Hi, this is the second tape. Okay, today we are doing in this tape, we are doing Tanakh 14, which is Malachim Bet Perach Chav Daled, just as a intro. So we left off the first tape with Yoshio coming to power. He is what we call a positive king, an Oved Hashem for 30 years. Is taken over when he dies by Yehoiachaz, who's Vayasa Rabbeinu Hashem, who is a evil king, but he's immediately after 3 months he is gotten rid of, and takes over Yehoiakim for the next 10 years. Again, it's Asahara Ben Hashem. He does that which is bad in the name of God, and then he is succeeded by his son Yehoiachin, and that's where we're picking up the story with Yehoiachin. Now, the Navi tells us, again, using Tanakh, Chabad Tanakh, it's always the best to use over here. If we look over here, in Parachet, in Pasuk Chet, Parach Chav Daled, the Yehoiachin is 18 years old, and he has been on the throne for 3 months. Vayasa Rabbeinu Hashem, again, he follows in the bad footsteps of his father. And in Pasuk Yud comes the forces of Nebuchadnezzar, who is the king of Babel, and they bring the city under siege. Now, as we know in history, that's what happened a lot to Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim was on a mountain. There was basically in those days one way in, one way out. It was a relatively effective, easy way to strangle Yerushalayim is have a siege. That happened in here with Yehoiachin, later the Churban Bayit Rishon. It happened many times in 1948. That's what the Arabs tried to do. Yerushalayim also a siege. So what happens is that Nebuchadnezzar in Pasuk Gidal comes himself to Yerushalayim, and Pasuk Yibet, Yehoiachin goes out to greet him, and we made the point he comes out by himself and with his mom, together with his servants, etc., etc., and he's taken captive by the Melech Bavel. Yehoiachin thought it was going to be some sort of diplomatic mission. He has a family come out to greet Nebuchadnezzar, failing to understand the politics at the time, and he is exiled to Babel. So this is the beginning of the exile. In Pasuk Yagimel, they take away all sorts of the treasures of the king. In Pasuk Yadalid, they go ahead and they exile the higher echelon of society. It's called here Hecharash V'Hamazger. Hecharash V'Hamazger were probably either people that were good at fashioning weapons, and therefore they didn't want to, the Babylonians did not want to leave them Yerushalayim. They want them exiled. According to Chazal, these was the Talmidei Chachamim. And so this is the beginning of the exile. And again, the higher ranks of society go. One of the people that was in this exile, we read about it in Megillat Esther, is Mordechai, who comes to take the place of Yehoiachin. In Pasuk Zayin in Yechet, you see it is somebody named of Matanya, who is Yehoiachin's dode, his uncle. And the Melech Bavel, first of all, he's a puppet leader of Melech Bavel. Melech Bavel is the one, the Babylonian king is the one that installs him. He expects him to be totally allegiance just to him and loyal to him. He even changes his name, gives the name Sidkiyahu. And we learned that he basically said to him, listen, either you're going to do the right thing and be loyal to me, but if you dare try to rebel against me, God will bring you to task. What happens is that Sidkiyahu is the king for 11 years, and it says Pasuk Yotet Vayasa Rabbeinu Hashem, and he did that which was evil in God's ways. Like his nephew Yehoiakim. We learned on the sheet that was not necessarily 100% so. If we take a look at the sheet, we'll see that Chazal says, really, God wanted to go ahead and he wanted to destroy the whole world because of what's going on in Eretz Israel. To show Dorosh Sikia because the way the people were behaving. But he saw Sikia, and sort of like God was calmed down. Apparently, Sikia was not so bad. So the Gemara says, but Sikia, what was Sikia? It wasn't a tzaddik. He also did evil in the eyes of God. So the Gemara says, that Sikia himself was a good person. but he could have protested what the people were doing, but he didn't. And that's why he was called to task, because he should have gone ahead and he should have protested that which they did, but he didn't. He let it go on. The end of the parak, Pasuk Chav says that Ki alaf Hashem Vaytav Yishlayim Yudah Arash Lichot Tami Apanav, in the last 4 words, Vayimrod Siki Omer Melech Bavel, exactly what he was not supposed to do. He did. He started a rebellion against the king of Babylon. The king of Babylonia, he felt, was weakened because the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians, were also waging war. He thought this was a good time to get the Babylonians off the backs of the Jewish people, but he was not supposed to do that, and therefore led to his downfall. Thank you very much, everybody. See you later.